questions. There are already a lot of people. My parents has B1 B2 interview. Visa officer kept both passport and gave yellow slip with an administration processing. Now
Then,
I see my visa. My mom visa is issued and my dad has been refused. Please explain.
the only thing I can assume is that there is something unique about your dad's case. There might even be a denial from before. So I'm not sure exactly what his history is, but that's unusual. If somebody goes as a
Hmm.
family, the whole family either gets it or don't. Normally, it's the unmarried children who are denied and parents are given. So here it doesn't make any sense. Only thing that I can think of is maybe there's something in your father's background. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. Can a OPT student work two full-time jobs, that is
Yes.
80 hours per week, work for
Yes.
multiple employers on OPT? Will it
As
affect
long as they
STEM?
are, yeah, as long as they are in your major, you can work multiple jobs, part-time or full-time. It not your jobs should not be go below 20 hours each week. There is no upper limit. And also for the first year OPT, they can be paid or unpaid. Even on STEM OPT, you can have multiple jobs, but you need to get permission from the DSO.
Hmm. Hmm. If my start date is not moved, I have to start my OPT process and give my start date to EAD as soon as possible if I'm doing so. So my question is, if I continue my OPT with same, I think his question might be
Yeah, it
too
may might
long.
not be able. Yeah, he may not
Yeah,
have
yeah,
completed it. Sorry.
yeah. Yeah. Right. Can H1B visa holder start an LLC to purchase rental real estate without disobeying H1B law? Do I need to hire property manager or can I manage myself?
You are the dude who also emailed me, I'm pretty sure, because this looks familiar. And I was going to send you the link to our frequently asked questions, where on immigration.com, where this has been answered 17 times. The simple answer is probably not. Don't do it.
Hmm. Mm. So he can't buy like a rental real estate?
See, the problem, Yuri, is this. An H1B is given for you to work a specific job for a specific employer at a specific location.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, as somebody who's in the United States, if you make passive investments, buy into stock market, I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. But the moment you start getting more active, I had somebody who wanted to know if they could buy into a grocery store.
Hmm.
And I said, sure. As long as you're not doing any management, not signing any checks, not having any conversations, um, I don't see any problem with it. The problem is the gap between active and passive can become very small. So a
Hmm.
good rule of thumb is think about having IBM stock. You don't get to go to IBM and say, hey, I'm going to manage the company today. I have 10
Hmm.
stocks.
Hmm.
That doesn't, so it's kind of that same level of separation between ownership and control.
Hmm. Hmm. Got it. Okay. I was wondering if you know anything about US green card or citizenship. I am a green card holder of United States and I want to get married, but my spouse is in India.
Raj.
So my question is, should I keep my spouse file when I'm a green card holder, or should I wait to become a US citizen and then keep my spouse file with which route will bring my wife early to United States?
File as a green card holder.
Mm.
Because what happens is once you become a US citizen, the files get upgraded. You can call the USCIS and send them a letter, say, upgrade my file. The time period to get the I-130 approved, that would be cut down because if the I-130 is approved or well on the process of being approved and you become a US citizen, you save time. So yes, that's earlier one. File a green card as quickly as possible.
Mm. Okay. All right. I plan to visit India soon and I'm about to get my PERM approved. Is it okay being outside USA?
Absolutely no problem. Go for it. Bring us something. No.
All right. What are the requirements for company to sponsor a person from another country? Oh, two big answers.
That's a very big thing. But bottom line, your skills must not be available in the United States because they have to test the market, and they must have enough money to hire somebody from outside. Next,
Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure if we can answer this. I deposited two checks in my bank account. Unfortunately, they were bounced. As two checks were bounced, Chase removed my bank account. I'm planning to visit India. Will this make a problem at F1?
this looks like a civil issue. In some states, bounced checks are a criminal offense, but they are a criminal offense against or the person to whom you issued the checks. They can
Hmm.
prosecute you criminally. But if there is no criminal action against you, just the bank saying you're bouncing checks, I don't see that as a problem.
Wow, I didn't know that. This is interesting. So the person who issued me the check. So if someone sent me the check and I try to deposit, uh, I can file a case against them,
Yeah,
or
yeah. That's called
oh.
I think bad checks. That's what passing bad checks. In
Hmm.
Virginia, that's what they call it. By the way, Yuri, am I having a bad hair day or
No, no, why?
I worry about my look all the
Everyone comments that you look young every day, younger. So,
time. I'm old as Moses, brothers.
Can F1 H1B visa students participate in bug bounty programs, and what are the rules and regulation regarding off-campus employment related to their field of study? There are two separate questions actually.
This is this is a long discussion, Vasant. Where you begin is you talk to your DSO first. If you're on F1, talk to your DSO. If you're on H1B, if the bug bounty is not a huge lot of money, I can argue that this is a part of your academic activities on the side, and maybe this is not a problem. The best thing is don't get paid for it if that's possible. Then you can do anything you want.
Mm, mm, okay. Um, and then off-campus was a separate question, even though
That's
it
a
is
separate
related to the
your
yeah.
DSO. There are some restriction on the number of hours you can work off campus. You need permission, of course, and the DSO might tell you that there are some university or the school rules that have to be obeyed as well. So
Mm.
there are three levels of problems.
Can my grandparents apply for my green
No,
card? They are citizen. No,
no,
really? Oh, that's too sad. But like, I thought relatives can apply for.
not all relatives. You can't apply for your
Oh,
cousins.
if it's grandparents, I
You can't apply for your grandparents also. If you are a US citizen and you want to apply for your grandparents, you cannot.
so I can only apply for my parents and my sibling.
And your
Oh,
siblings and your wife and your children. Man,
right.
what is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
problem?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm already thinking my wife is already here, so I'm thinking in my head. But yeah, you are
No,
right.
there is a limit to how many people.
All right. I have my H1B stamp for California, but my company is sending me to Portland or Oregon for short period.
Let me ask you this question. Do you have to read the whole thing? Because I read very quickly.
I do have to read it just because we're
Ah,
gonna
okay.
make clips of it, so that way.
I'll let you do your thing because I don't know what you're doing. I have no idea.
But now anyway, so they're applying for amendment. What will happen to my old petition after amendment?
The old petition stands strong. So when you have an H1B and it gets amended, it doesn't mean the old one is gone. So you
Hmm.
can go right back to California after your wonderful trip to Oregon or wherever you're going.
Portland, yeah, yeah. I mean
Portland,
Oregon,
Oregon.
Portland, yeah. We already answered this, Rohit.
No
Working for
problem. No
yeah.
problem. As long as it's in your major. So if you are a computer science major, you cannot be working in a movie theater unless you are managing their technology.
Hmm. If one partner is on H1B and other is a Canadian citizen, is it good to be on H4 EAD or TN visa?
H4 EAD is always better than TN.
Because it
Many.
has a path to green card versus TN, you can
Well,
never get.
no. H4 EAD gives you, first of all,
Oh
on a
yeah.
TN. You cannot own your own business. There are ways to
Mm,
do it, perfectly legal ways to do it, but it's a lot more complicated. Number one. Number two, TN visa is capable of denials. H4, it's very difficult to, unless your husband or your wife um, withdraws from your matrimonial relationship or from the H4 process, you can always get an H4. So H4 EAD is a lot stronger process.
mm, that was helpful. Um, my kid entered USA when he was below 14 years of old. That he crossed 14 years. Is he eligible for Dropbox?
Raji, look at the frequently asked questions on the company that does the Dropbox, whatever they
Mm,
are called. They have
mm,
this in their frequently asked questions. I remember reading it, but I don't remember the answer.
mm. This question keeps coming back. I don't think we can answer it, but are we allowed to bring Ayurvedic medicine with doctor's prescription, or will it be issue? I think you can, but again, look at the customs document.
I
Whatever.
would say, yeah, call the CBP, Customs and Border Protection. Their phone numbers are on cbp.gov, Customs and Border Protection. They actually answer their phone calls. One of the
Yeah,
few government agencies I found quite helpful.
yeah, and I think it you will find it on their website as well. But as long as you have doctor's prescription, you should be okay. But again, double check.
And by the way, you can get a lot of Ayurvedic medicines in USA. Almost everything you can get in India, you can get in USA.
But it'll be more expensive, right?
Yeah, a little bit more expensive, but how much are you taking? I mean, medicine is medicine. You're not taking it like breakfast and lunch and dinner.
I thought like Ayurvedic is like a big course, right? Like you have to do like 6 months. Those maybe I'm thinking
Yeah,
something else,
but
but
while you're in USA, you can buy here
right,
also.
right, right. Yeah, yeah,
You don't think long enough, my friend. What's wrong with
yeah. Maybe because I'm like thinking right now. Yeah, you're right. My sister college starts in August 2023 for F1 visa. Do I have interview waiver? Secondly, my college is taking long time to issue me a I-20. What?
Okay, so the college issue is something you have to resolve with the college. I can't do anything about that, nor can I recommend anything. Change college. Okay, that's one thing you could do. Sister's college starts in August. So, do they have an interview waiver? Please go to the consulate website. They have all the procedures for students laid out. Okay, and if you have any questions, come back to us and we can talk again.
Mm. I have completed my graduation in 2020. However, I not completed my grad walk. Currently, I'm on H1B. Can I apply for B1, B2 visa for my parents and sister?
You don't apply; they apply. So they will apply by themselves. And if the government wants some clarification about your status, you can send information about that. Sure, no problem.
Yeah. I think yeah, he's probably trying to say I'm gonna use my grad walk as a reason for them to invite.
And that's perfectly okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Good news. My green card based EAD just got accepted. What should I do next? Enjoy.
Yeah, have a good
uh,
time. Work or don't work, whatever feels good to you. Sohan, it also depends upon whether you intend to maintain your H1B. Because if you are maintaining your H1B, you can just put the EAD in your back pocket and stay on H1B. But if you want to use EAD, that's reasonably safe, especially if your priority dates are current. But if anybody asks me amongst my clients and amongst my friends and family, I always recommend keep your EAD in your back pocket, use your H1B. It gives you added protection.
okay.
And congratulations.
This is a fun one. Just curious to know, can H1B and F1 visa holders have accounts on platforms like OnlyFans and
What
Bitfinder?
is that? I don't know what those are.
This shows your age.
I know, I guess.
It's like a escort service slash something.
So, do you
I'm
want
not.
to escort or be escorted? See, that depends upon the regulations in the state. If the state
It's
law
it's actually not
does,
even extra. It's almost like a porn site, but not really porn site. Like you. pay, subscribe to people to get.
You do live shows for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's wanting to be subscriber or he wants to
Consumer,
do it. I don't.
consumer or a provider. Which side of the API are you on?
Yeah. But let's assume that can he be consumer, and
Yeah.
can he be also provider? Provider
The
probably
bottom
not
line,
because he's gonna make money.
you have to look at the laws, okay, state and federal. So if you are going to, let's say, and I have no judgment, you should do whatever the heck you want. If the site that you go to, they should be able to provide you information about the legality of what you're doing. Double check with a lawyer just to make sure. And the lawyer should be a criminal defense lawyer in the state you are in. Okay. The problem with transmitted information is that it is also governed by federal law often. So you might need to check with a lawyer who has knowledge of both federal laws as well as state laws. My recommendation, start with contacting the platform which you want to join. Just feed.com is kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Hey, whatever
All
works for
right.
you, man.
Yeah. I'm currently working on H1B with my current employer. I'm having opportunity with another employer as FT, full-time employment on concurrent. Is it possible to work for both the employers like 160 hours?
If you can show that you have those many hours. I always tell this story. I had a client who had three concurrent H1Bs. And when I filed the third one, government asked me, how can he work this many hours each week? So it's common
Mm.
sense. And I was able to show that this gentleman was a um, um, advanced level system administrators, actually database administrator, Oracle. And I still remember that case. And he was just on call for 40 hours each week with three different companies. He actually only worked like 5 hours each week.
Mm. Mm.
So he's the
Yeah.
guy you call, won't log in anymore.
Yeah. This is a good one. If I'm on H1B and my partner on H4 EAD, can we own a combined business and my partner manage it?
Yes, you can. Just make sure you do not participate in any active manner.
Yeah,
Okay? Isn't this the same person, same K? I thought I saw him or her before.
maybe.
Yeah, it's the real estate
Um,
guy.
oh, got it. Okay. Do we really need experience letter with skills mentioned for PERM I-140 because past organization in India are reluctant to provide it?
Yes. So
Mm.
what happens is, first of all, I will never finalize a case without looking at the experience letters. Even one word here or there. For example, we had a case many years ago, somebody else's case. They used to finalize cases without looking at experience letters. They put down Sun operating system as one of the requirements, but the letter came with Unix. Now, Unix and Sun operating systems were very close. Some of you don't even remember Sun operating system. This was a while back. So,
Yeah.
so, so that case would have been lost. It was very difficult to win that case. We won it,
Mm.
but it was very difficult. So, yes, experience letters should be obtained. Number one. Number two, remember, in immigration law, as in other areas of the law, there is something called secondary evidence rule. The secondary evidence or primary evidence rule, whatever that is called, the idea is if the primary evidence is letter from the company and I'm not able to get it, and I can prove that I tried my hardest. I called the company X number of times. This is what they told me. These are the emails we exchanged, and the company said, "Look, sorry, we can't give you this information." You can then go to your supervisors during that time, or the clients you worked for, or the people who sat next to you in the cabin and know exactly what you did, and you can get affidavits or letters from them. I'm not going to give you exact legal advice, but I can show you the route you should take, and your lawyer should help you do this.
Mm. All right. Last two questions and then we'll call it for today. I'm not legally adopted, but I have American legal guardians. Can they file for my green card?
No, they cannot.
Mm. Okay. And final one is having relatives like grandfather, uncle as permanent US residents a negative effect during my F1 visa interview? Do we need to declare it in TS 2019? I think
They're getting
they
a
meant.
J1. I think this is a part of the J1 visa.
Oh.
Even though she's saying F1, I think DS 2019 sounds like J1, if I remember correctly.
Mm,
So, first of all, either J1 or F1, the criteria are the same, Purvaji. Um, you answer the questions that are asked on the form, whatever the questions are. Answer them, answer them completely, answer them precisely. Other than that, you have no obligation to reveal anything unless you're asked.
mm, mm,
Is it a negative? I don't think so. I really don't. Because remember, under Biden administration, the way they treat F1 has changed. They look at the whole case. They don't just look at these preconceived ideas. Your Chachaji lives in USA, so you can't get an F1. What nonsense.
mm, mm. All right. Looking for any burning question? Maybe this one. Education and unemployment gap for 3 years. Is it good to consider a master's? Would it affect my H1B? Um,
So I don't know about admissions to the university. That's beyond my kind of expertise. It does not affect your H1B. Um, uh, can you? Is it good to consider MS if you are serious about your career and you're okay to spend that money? That is just common sense. That's not legal advice. Absolutely, go for it. And remember one thing. One of the things when you go for the student visa interview, the visa officer might look at why is there a gap. So if you have a good reason, for example, if you were a home dad and you were
mm,
helping take care of the kids while your wife worked, that's a good reason. So, or
mm,
if you were not well and you couldn't work, or you couldn't, there's a gap between your statuses, or you went to become a yogi. All of that is good. You know,
yeah. Yeah. All right. I think that was it. Thank you, Rajiv ji, for today's session. We'll see you all next week, same time, Friday, 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. New York time.
sounds good.
We
Take
should
care,
we should
guys.
do like this music.
This is not you.
It is. It is. All right, let's go. Bye.
Awesome music.
All right. Okay. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.